Hello, Namaste. My name is Bhupesh Asura and you are watching Viewpoint. Now, today I will be talking about one of the largest problems of Indian democracy, and that is the internal disturbance created by these Naxalites. Now, when we are talking about the Naxalites or Naxal movement, it is actually one of the biggest challenges of the Indian democracy. We have been talking about the Naga movements, we have been talking about the other movements which are affecting the Indian sovereignty and the status of the democracy in India. But one of the things which is actually hurting India most is this Naxalite movement, because it is actually spreading, and if you are talking about Naxalite movement, you don't need to call it a Naxal movement. It is actually a leftist movement, communist movement, which is based upon the communist ideology and the Maoist ideology. So when you're talking about the challenges of China and how China has been continuously coming to our borders and changing the status quo, the other things which are actually weakening the Indian democracy and the factors which are affecting its core strengths, the people, the very people which actually elect the representatives, and then those representatives will make a system which will work according to the constitution. But these goons, actually these are terrorist organizations which are actually hurting the sentiments. Some days back you heard about ambush between the CRPF, Special Task Force, and these Naxalites in Chhattisgarh, Bijapur per se. What was happening is lots of people were killed, and exact figure was 24 actually CRPF people were killed during that particular ambush. Those were CRPF, those were Cobra people, those are specific trained people who are actually trying to catch them. But what happened is they caught them off guard. We are talking about the Naxalites. So how this Naxalite have evolved so much that they can actually rule the heartland of our democracy, our great country. We call it a great country because we have our strengths, we have our weaknesses, and the biggest strength of our country is the democracy. But the thing is that they are hurting the most the democratic values, and the people who are supporting them, they call themselves democratic. This is one of the biggest conspiracy of India, where intellectuals, liberals, they are supporting them. They are supporting their ideology. They are supporting their tactics. They are openly, celebrating the ambushes. They are openly celebrating the killing of these innocent martyrs who actually lost their lives because they wanted to, secure this nation. But no one is saying anything. Is this the responsibility of the government, which has to bring back those martyrs back? They had to take the revenge. How? Sometimes back, they not only ambushed, they actually captured one. They captured one of the military, not the military personnel, the police personnel, and then he was abducted. He was captured, he was abducted, and he was put into some kind of a place where no one could actually catch him. Then they actually in the heartland of this particular place, they created a Lok Adalat, kangaroo court. You know what they were doing? The last time when they ambushing these people, what they had done is they actually put the explosive over their dead bodies. They put the explosives over the dead bodies, and when we tried to, take the bodies away, we lost some lives. What was the biggest problem with the police personnel is they had to follow a particular standard operating procedure. They don't have to follow anything. It's like, now, how they are getting the money, how they are getting all kind of momentum. The first thing is the political support. The political support of various political parties. When Congress was, UPA was in action and they were actually in center, they tried to eradicate them. At the same time, they accommodate these people who the sympathizers of these movements into the National Advisory Council, in the Planning Commission, and that is the very reason, when these sympathizers, when they, they got entry into such institutions, they got higher background, they got the moral high background that they were right about their movement. Now, when we are talking about the JNU or other institutions, these institutions are actually, doing the harm to the society. How? Just talk about one thing. If you are talking about a particular institution who is talking that they are actually celebrating the democratic values, and while talking about the same democratic values, they are actually celebrating the killings of these people. They were, organizing the particular events where Afzal Guru was celebrated. He was called martyred. These Naxals sympathizers, these leftists, which we are calling them urban Naxals, are everywhere. They are in the media houses, they are in the filmmaking, they are everywhere. Talk about Sora Bhaskar per se. Talk about many, Anurag Kashyap, I am talking about Anurag Kashyap, many more sympathizers. Whenever these kind of ambushes and these kind of movements happen, the first thing which comes into our mind is somehow we are thinking, yes, they are the poor people who are actually fighting for the justice. No, sir, they are not fighting for any kind of justice. They are fighting for their own ideology, and this ideology is against the very democracy which we all love and celebrate, and the very constitution by which we all are bounded. But people are not talking about it. We chose to ignore it simply because we think that it will be inappropriate. How they are getting the funding? The first aspect is intellectual support. They call themselves liberals. They are not liberals if you are not understanding other people's emotions and other people's feelings. You are not liberal at all. They are calling themselves liberal, but actually they are just the opposite. Think about the Sabrimala case. Think about other cases that they got exposed. Now, talking about how they are getting the money. The second thing, the money is going, they have been, looting. These heartlands are actually mineral-rich heartlands. They are rich in timbers, they are rich in various minerals. You are talking about Jharkhand, you are talking about Chhattisgarh, you are talking about the areas of Telangana, you are talking about the Maharashtra. These all areas, the heartlands of India, are actually the mineral rich. So they are involved in extortion, they are involved in all kind of illegal activities, and they are getting the money. Political parties are supporting them. Kanhaiya Kumar, might be arguing about, and he's asking for the revenge 2 days back. But look at the last interviews they have given to the Ravish Kumar. You will see that these people are actually hurting the Indian constitution and the democracy by naming them, by supporting them, and by doing the favor to them. these Maoists, these leftists, wherever they were in the power, throughout the world, I'm talking about the world scenario, they are actually taking the right to expression and the freedom. Talk about China, talk about North Korea, talk about any country where they have ruled or they are ruling. Think about them. They've done the opposite in other countries, and they ask you to think that they are the liberals. No, they are not. Now, they are getting the latest weapons. Where they are getting the latest weapons? They are getting the latest weapon from so many countries are supporting them. Even China is supporting them. Our country is full of traitors. You will find the RDX, you will find all kind of ammunition if you have the money. They are getting the extortion money from these places, and then they are using that money to bring the ammunition and the latest technology. They have intellectual support, they have the money, they have the other countries' foreign support too. So how to eradicate them? First of all, we need to understand that we need to have information network. We don't have information network in these far-flung areas. These are really far-flung areas where the technology cannot work in the manner we are supposed to do. So, what we can do is we can actually use our development to them. People are getting affected. People are actually influenced by these intellectuals or so-called intellectual Naxalites. What we need to do is we need to understand their ideological backgrounds need to be actually broken. Their back needs to be broken. And what we need to do is actually we need to put the development into those areas. These are very poor areas. The poverty is quite there, and lots of government schemes should be restored there. So government is trying there, government is trying, other organizations are trying. Now other thing is the role of church needs to be examined over there. Talking about the Naga movement, talking about here, everywhere where there is a leftist movement out there, you will see some role of church. I'm not saying the church is to be blamed for all the problem, but yes, to some extent they are responsible. Somehow they are actually helping them, and what we need to do is we can actually understand and take them back. Third thing is financial support needs to be broken. How you can do it? You can actually secure all the places, and the people needs to be given assurances that no one is going to harm them. They have killed Congress leaders, they have killed several Congress and BJP leaders. Somehow they are actually affecting the minds of the people that even the leaders are not safe and we are not safe. The third thing is you need to use the latest weapons and the air support. The army and other services, other intelligence agencies needs to be brought down, and the proper strategy needs to be made. Somehow we are seeing that political will is quite absent in this particular problem. We need to understand that this problem cannot be eradicated in one day. There will be transitional steps, and those steps are actually taking place. Government is doing wonderful job. You can see that the affected areas and affected districts are quite limited now. I guess in 5 years back it was around more than 200 districts are involved in this particular movement, but right now that numbers have brought down significantly. I guess 1/4, 46 or something. So actually government is doing a fabulous job. Government is taking the steps in terms of development. We need to open We need to give security to these, security personnel, that whatever actions they will do, we will not make them accountable in terms of these so-called, human rights violations. Yes, there are some violations need to be made. It is a war-torn area, and they are bound to make some mistakes. But those mistakes will not affect their overall, career record. If they can be assured in that, then they can work efficiently. And last but not the least, we need leaders. We need political will. We need the people's assurances, the people at the ground level, the people who are actually got affected by this. I'm talking about the rural people. I'm talking about the people which are quite poor. In that particular kangaroo court, when they brought this Rakeshwar, which was got captured, he was actually bound by these threats, and it was open court in the kangaroo court, and lots of people were arguing that he shouldn't be freed. Those people which actually where we are actually supporting them, and they are not supporting us back. So there must be a mistakes which was made in the past. So we need to understand those mistakes, and we just need to address them. We need to address the grievances of the people. That why those people are actually not supporting us, rather than they are supporting these Naxalites, which are working against democracy, which are working against the development. All this can be done, and I hope you like this video. If you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up, like, share and subscribe. This is my first English video in Viewpoint, and I hope you like the idea and hope you like the content of this video. Good night and Vande Mataram. Jai Hind.